Hello friends and welcome back to another video, and today it's going to be very different compared to how a normal video goes. And you know what we're talking about? We're talking about the and my quote, go ahead. What are we talking about today?
FNAF movie.
The what?
The FNAF movie.
FNAF. We're talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's
FNAF.
movie, where we will be discussing uh a couple of different things about it. Things will probably be this is a spoiler review and theory and all that stuff, so we will be talking about spoilers, but besides that, we will be breaking it down in a sense. So we won't be watching the entire movie, obviously, clearly, but we will be going to parts that'll be extremely easy. Actually, as a matter of fact, I can 2 times this movie. So first off, the thing about that I like, when I sat down in the cinema and I sat down and I saw this with the Universal logo and then the glitching, I instantly was like, wow, okay, so we're doing this basically. I just was like, my goodness. I don't know if you felt the same way.
Yeah, when I first saw that in the theaters too, I'd be like, okay, that's our movie. That's definitely it.
Mm-hmm.
I, I, I was excited. Ooh,
Yeah, honestly, Sam, I was like,
yeah,
okay, so I can't wait to get my shoes like blown off or whatever. Uh
I was literally screaming and kicking. It was great.
but before we, I guess, kind of get into this, what would you rate the Five Nights at Freddy's movie from 1 to 10?
10 out of
10?
10. My
10 out of 10.
favorite movie. My
Honestly,
favorite movie.
it was really really good. Okay, so for me, it would have to be split into two different types of reviewing. It would have to be from a Five Nights at Freddy's fan standpoint and a just normal guy. Let's not look at the Five Nights at Freddy's lore and everything like that. My freaking outness. As just a viewer, I would say it is a solid 7 or 8 out of 10 if you don't know FNAF. It is a solid movie just for people that don't know Five Nights at Freddy's or don't understand the lore or just want to sit down and have a decent time. And then for a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, I would definitely give it 10 out of 10. It is awesome, especially when you're a Five Nights at Freddy's fan and you're watching this movie. It just is it's something else. So,
Yeah. I like how they made it a standalone movie. Like, you can watch the movie separate and not know any of the lore, games, backstories, the books.
mhm.
I like how they made it kind of separate, but it also can fit into the stuff
Oh yeah.
too.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. Um they in a
Like,
sense they kind of kept it simple, but
mm-hmm.
they also gave you what you want to see as a Five Nights at Freddy's fan.
Yes.
This was awesome. I remember seeing a lot of
Yeah.
fan videos when it came to the Blumhouse logo and everything like that. I remember seeing a lot of fan videos of like, oh, they put Five Nights at Freddy's in the Blumhouse logo, which I wasn't quite sad that they didn't do that for this movie, but the fact that there was also the jittering at the beginning also was like, okay, well, they did a little bit of something, at least for Universal. Yeah, in this part, I learned something new. Have you seen the film theory? A Matt Pat film theory?
Oh, yes, I did see that.
Mhm.
Oh,
This
yeah.
this part right here, this security guard, This security guard right here was meant to
Yeah,
be Markiplier. I
I
had no idea.
know, but I know, but he was. I think the reason he couldn't do it was because he was somewhere else. He's in Japan or Korea. I think it's Korea.
He was also filming Iron Lung. He was busy doing his
Yeah, he
own
was also
film.
doing that. Oh, did you know it has a release date now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It wasn't in
Yeah.
November or something.
It was like November 12th or something.
Yeah, I can't. I do want to see that movie definitely. All the trailers for it though that I've seen, there's no like real like story detail to it or like what we know it's Iron Lung basically, but is what story is going to be into it, and they don't really give you much of that.
Yeah.
So that's going to be very interesting to see. And I hear it's going to be an
Mhm.
actual film, not like his other projects where it's like a choice thing or whatever, you know.
Yeah. It's not gonna be interactive.
Yeah, which is fine by me. I
This is
hmm
this one is gonna be up in theaters. The other ones weren't.
Yeah, yeah, because it's an actual like film or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's crazy though. I didn't think that he was going to like just go do like Iron Lung or something like that. It's just out of
Mhm.
nowhere. I guess the creator of the games was like, you know what, we're gonna make a film with you. So he was like, yep, all right.
Mhm.
So, anyways, back on Five Nights at Freddy's.
The intense unscrewing.
It's just,
Oh,
I don't know why.
gotta love it.
When it's in four times, it's not as scary. It's just so hilarious. My hamster trying to get away.
Oh no.
Oh man, this is the way to watch it. I'll tell you that much. Which another thing I wanted to talk about was the I'm for right now. I'm gonna call it a remnant extractor. So it's the torture device, the Freddy torture device. Um,
Yeah.
oh, this part absolutely amazing. When I saw this part, I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh my goodness, yes." Yeah, this was amazing to see. And then even though I you saw it like 3 times in the movie, it was still so awesome because you got to hear Foxy's iconic dum dilly dum dum. You know, the his iconic
Yeah.
little tune, and it's just amazing. Another thing I was thinking about today is I was like, what if we could have heard Freddy's fucking thing? That would have been an amazing jump scare where it did
Right?
the dun 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 dun, dun and it's just so slow and then rah, right on screen. That would have been amazing. So I think that they should definitely do something like that
Yeah.
for the Nets film or something. I don't know. This right here. I'm only saying
Yeah.
it's a remnant extractor because that's the only thing I can make of it. I don't know what you make of it.
Um, I feel like that's a good question because this actually, for me, doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would they? Okay, so this is a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
This is a full-on restaurant. Why would they have that?
So
Why would they have that?
I feel like this was never made during the restaurant. I feel like this happened after the restaurant got closed, and that's why it's here. Because obviously, like you said, there's no point in having it. But the thing that kind of clicked in my head, especially the ending of the movie, when he gets spring locked and practically is left to die, what is he doing with this? What exactly does he do to people's bodies? Because it's like, so the thieves, right, when they break in and everything like that and they come in, they get killed,
Mhm.
their bodies are kept and they are put into new animatronic shellings. You know what I mean? If you look over, you
Yeah.
you see that her head was being put on an animatronic, so that automatically tells me that these people are trying to get stuffed, and William Afton this might be like something like a remnant extractor. He's trying to take
Yeah.
the souls of not just children but other people, or like mixing them with animatronics and taking the life force, the remnant and all that stuff. Which I spoilers for the next movie. No, not really, but it might be like a plot idea, maybe. Like that's how he survives. He takes this remnant and the suffering and pain, and he lives through it. That's how he comes back. The only thing I can imagine, and that's the only reason why he has this in there, because he comes to the pizza factory after everyone dies, I think, because he definitely came to assuming that Mike and Abby were already dead, and Abby died. He was probably assuming that Abby was going to die in the Springlock suit, and Mike was just going to be killed or something. So that's the whole point why he came over. Yeah, from what I know, from what I think. So he could take that suffering or something like that. That's the only thing I can make of this. Like, if they're not saying, oh well, he's just a demented creepy killer, then it's like maybe they're going on the remnant route or something like that, which is the only way I can think of. If he doesn't die from the Springlock suit in the next movie, which looks like he's not going to, the only way I can assume is something like that,
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I made out of this, which is pretty much Matt Pat's theory in a sense. He's like, this must be like a remnant extractor. I can kind of assume the same thing. He wants to endure the most suffering he can out of somebody, so he can take that pain and meld it with the metal, or stuff the soul in an animatronic and meld it, or whatever, you know what I mean. This part, when I was sitting down in the theater and watching it, I'm like, wow, they did the 8-bit scene.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And I was
It
like,
was like the
go ahead.
it's like he did that. It was like an homage to like how he told the story in like FNAF
Mm-hmm.
Simulator and FNAF 3
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
like,
it's cool.
and the cool thing about this is this itself tells a story too. It is literally
Mm-hmm.
William Afton taking the kids and killing the kids. Like, this is literally what this shows and tells.
The poster on the ceiling made me laugh the first time I saw it.
In Nebraska, yeah, I was questionable
Nebraska.
about that too. I was like, huh? I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
But then I know the exact date of this too. I know the exact date that the fight. I don't know if you ever caught that. Did you ever catch it?
I don't think so.
So I know the exact date of when the Five Nights at Freddy's takes place. This movie takes place, 2000, and the only way I know that is because of the camera system. The camera, when he gets caught, when he's like, oh, he beats up the kid's father and all that stuff, and then they're in the waiting room.
Oh yeah.
There's a camera, and it says the exact date. It says 2000, and that's how
Huh.
I was like, oh, so this is early 2000s. So this would make more sense on why this place is run down, shut down from 1980s, 70s and all that stuff. And why he's using older technology in a sense, and
Yeah.
not newer technology or anything like that. This automatically established, like, looking at I saw his socks, like, literally. And so then I was like, okay, so what this is telling me is this is, I presumed, a father and a daughter, but it's actually a brother and a sister, and
Yeah.
they don't have the best living situation. It automatically told me, okay, I know what this is immediately. And that
Yeah.
makes sense. Dream theory.
Dream theory.
Automatically a reference immediately. And I thought
Yeah.
that was awesome. And another interesting thing, and now that I'm looking at it, the top left has a bunny, which I know that might not mean anything, but it's strange. Like, why is there a bunny on a Dream Theory? I mean, unless the bunny's going through the maze, but why is there a bunny at the top left? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's interesting. And also on the back, but that's fascinating. Um, yeah, I just was like, oh wow, I know what you're doing here. And then the fact that they say, well, some people believe it. It may or may not be true practically. Like, but some people
Yeah.
believe it. Basically saying, we know, we know. I mean, it's just it's hilarious. I immediately got it. I was like, wow.
This stuff for real.
Some people think so.
Yeah, that part. I just was like, I know what you're telling me. This part was funny because I was like, okay, yeah, the Karen, and also
Yeah.
this.
I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that at first.
Yeah,
Now I'm looking at it. Yeah.
yeah, a rainbow, Chica's rainbow. I was like, oh my goodness. The funny thing about it though is I actually saw that before the movie came out because there was like all these images that were like, oh, here's the set and all this stuff, and that was one of the main things that somebody took a picture of to like show that, hey, look, we're putting some stuff in there that you might like. For some reason, I was like, does this chick like him? Because I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. But this interaction
right
of her smiling at him,
Hey, you want your usual, right?
you know what I mean? I just was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and then she talks about Abby and all that stuff. I was like, does she have any interest in Mike? Which probably doesn't mean absolutely anything. It could just be, it's just a stand-in. But I just was like, huh, interesting. But doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
Which she obviously knows his name. Because so they must be very
Oh,
close.
yeah.
And also she talks about Abby. So yeah, I mean, he must come there a lot with
That
Abby.
and
Huh?
that and she says, do you want your usual order? Well, he is a security guard there.
Mm-hmm.
So he might go there like a lot
Yeah, and
for like food and stuff.
he might also take Abby there for the
Yeah.
ice cream and all that stuff. But that just kind of also gives you a little bit of like not major, but the smallest little like story details in a sense. Like okay, so he takes her frequently. He probably secures there frequently. He's probably had the job for a little while. He must know about the place good enough to take her there frequently, and he must normally get something that it really doesn't matter, but it's cool small details like that are pretty cool.
Yeah,
Right here.
World building.
Right here immediately. 4/6/2000. I caught that. I didn't catch that immediately, but I saw that in theaters. I'm like, okay, so camera, and it said the date. So this is actually taking place in the year 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fascinating. So, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they intentionally did that. Let you know the year, but in no given moment do I think that you know the year, except this part.
Well, everything is in like a span of what, a week?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. He probably, I'd say 2 weeks, week maybe, because he gets fired and then he contacts Steve Raglan, which um, about a job and blah 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 blah. I'm kind of looking at this from like a I wouldn't say a legal standpoint, but like a standpoint of, we know who you are. Your name is William Afton. You've worked at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and you were the bunny and blah 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 blah. And these crimes are kind of associated with you because you're literally the mascot of the pizzeria. So with looking at this, I'm like, how the hell is he able to become a career counselor and then also like have a different name or change his name? That kind of doesn't make any sense to me.
I get why he would change his name.
Oh yeah, 100%. He definitely would do this and get a whole different job and all that stuff, but at the same time it doesn't make any sense because of what his name is legally and what they have associated with him legally. He doesn't have any criminal record because they never figured it out. But at the same time, he should have like maybe he just like legally changed his name and then moved on to be a career counselor. You could say that, I guess, because technically there would be no legal action against him because he's not really.
I mean, you can change your name. It's
Yeah.
not like you can't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I know. You change your entire name.
Yeah.
Which I
He
guess.
has practically a clean record.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. He just worked as a. Those were the dark times. The 5 missing children event. So, anyways, let me keep playing and stop talking. I'll just keep.
I am just trying to figure out who you are, Mr. Michael.
So that immediately is the moment he's like, okay, I know who you are now. I know why I have to kill you. I'll let my animatronic children do that for you. Or for me. Another thing that was really funny is the fact that it's not secret. It is very blatantly and obvious that there is something different with Mike, that that's why he gives him the job, and that is clearly. And what I wonder is like, why doesn't Mike just go, why you what's up? Like, why are you looking at me like that? Huh? Well, what's up? You know what I mean? Because I'd be like, this dude's looking at me, hold on, like that. He's looking at me like, and then he gets in like, huh? You're huh? And then I'd be like, what you looking at me like that for? You know? Like, what did I do? So, and then next thing you know, it completely changes, and he's like, I do have one job. One job. It's not great, but one job. And it's just, it's the moment you're like, well, first off, as a person, I'd be like, what's up? Like, hey, yo, what's up, bro? But I just, it just was funny and automatically told me, okay, something's up. And I kind of already knew he was probably the guy, but this kind of raised the suspicion and everything like that. Like, oh, okay, what's going on here though? How does he know him? And at first the theory was like, okay, you look at the games, that's his father, Michael and William Afton. But the fact that his name is Schmidt is very different. But the fact that you get no detail of like the story and context already gives you the thought that like, okay, I'm assuming that that's his father and he doesn't know. Because that would make the most logical Five Nights at Freddy's lore game perspective theory I can make of it. And then it's not. But but that thing, which is the route I thought they were gonna go with the story. I'm like, he somehow doesn't remember his father or something like that. I was hoping they were gonna go something like that, like his dad abandoned him or something, which is William, because of all the shit that happened, and I don't know, maybe Michael wanted to reconnect, and then he's a whole story of that basically ripped from the games, which is basically like, I'm going to come find you, basically, yeah, but in movie form, but which they didn't do, which is fine. I don't really mind too much, although it would have been really cool if he would have been like, but you're my father. No, I am your father. And then he's like, he takes off his mask. He's like, now I'm going to kill you and my animatronics are going to murder you. You know, it just, that would have been
Oh my God.
so funny, but it's perfectly
I
fine.
am your father.
Yeah, exactly. And then he takes off his mask and he's the guy that murdered like 6 children and like 30 more and all that stuff. I don't. Another thing about it is it really makes you sympathize for Mike so much. And I definitely sympathize for
Yeah.
Mike so much because in a sense you look at him more kind of like a father to Abby. And so it's kind of like this man is just trying to do whatever he can do for the kid. Mostly for the kid.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of why he picks up that phone and he calls the number for the shitty night shift that gives him little money is because of the kid. Because he looks at Abby before he even makes the call, and then he looks back. And that part was the part that was like, wow, I feel so much sympathy for this character because he's practically just trying to take care of his kid. And if you were in this situation, I feel like people would do the exact same thing. They'd go to fucking where the pizzeria, be a security guard, whatever, doesn't matter, just to put food on the table and just take care of your kid. And that really really gave it a strong reason for why he's going to the pizzeria, which kind of made the story make a lot of sense in that term.
And you only have to worry about one thing.
Me? No. You just gotta worry about me coming in and making sure you're dead, because I know that you remember your brother, and I want to fucking kill you too, so I can get rid of your bloodline and all that shit.
Keeping people out. And
I mean, shit, he probably killed his mother. That's a wild theory just jumped out there. His mother is dead. His father might be Henry Emily. I know that's a crazy shoot to make out there, but I don't know really. You don't know anything about his father, but you definitely know, and it's definitely said that his father is not dead. He just got broken up by his mother. And which for me when it makes more sense if his father was Emily or sorry, Henry, the the creator of the animatronics with William.
Yeah.
It would make so much more sense if William just came after Henry's kid and also came after Henry's wife. And to seal the deal, he'd want to kill his kid too. To kill Michael too. That would make so much sense to me, and that would be the reason why he's so after, like, he wants to kill Mike and he wants to let the animatronics do it and all that stuff, and it makes so much more sense. And Henry just lives out his life with the suffering and pain of losing his son and losing his wife. That's a wild theory, just jumped out there, but that would make a lot of sense. I mean, it could very well just be like, oh, he just picked up the kid because, he's a killer or whatever. That makes sense too. It doesn't have to be anything deep like that, but it would be really cool if they went that story route with his father secretly being Henry, and
yeah. My question was, okay, so his brother died in Michigan, right? And this right now takes place in Hurricane Utah. That's one of the reasons why his brother and the missing kids that died here weren't connected, because it was over states. But why did he specifically take Garrett?
It's probably because that at
there
that
was
time
other kids around.
Yeah, well, another interesting thing is the fact that Garrett wasn't the only one too. because if you really look into it, do you remember seeing the kids in the background throwing frisbees? I don't know if you remember that. They were throwing frisbees back and forth. And then when Mike goes to check on Garrett, the frisbee lands on the ground because that kid's gone. Garrett was playing with his toy airplane. He wasn't playing with a frisbee. So the frisbee landed on the ground after that kid was also taken. And I think, I don't know though. I don't know too much.
I don't think so.
Another thing is Mike Schmidt. When you bring up Mike Schmidt, that's the name. I figured this out like after I watched the movie. I think that's the name of one of the security guard signatures that one of the checks that they cashed out. Mike Schmidt. Wasn't the first game or something?
I think it was the first game.
Yeah, but Mike Schmidt is the name of the actual like character that gets the check at the end of Five Nights at Freddy's. And so to see the name again that's interesting. It's also kind of a nod to the first game too, in a sense, I think. But yeah, she's fucking the bite of 80. No, but the life is rough.
I hated her the minute she was shown.
You know, the weird thing about her, I for some reason thought that I kind of liked her, you know, as a character for some reason, and at the thought I was like, okay, maybe, you know, she's doing this whole thing where she's like planning a plot to destroy the pizzeria. I was like, to look at her though, I was like, when they were making the plan, she barely talked, and she also looked like like she did not want to do that. Like I felt like in a sense she also kind of didn't feel like she wanted to hurt Michael, because I think she really did kind of care about Michael and thought that they were, you know, a great he was a good, in a sense, dad. I kind of liked her personally. For some reason I just was like, okay, well, she's babysitter, but she seems to have kind of a kind.
There is something magical about these rings, and you can have it within.
I wish someone would buy me a ring.
This part also just, it didn't make any sense. Like she died like out of nowhere, but for some reason I don't know, it's just like, I guess it gives you a little bit more character, like, okay, so she may or may not have somebody, a boyfriend or whatever, a girlfriend, and she didn't have anybody that gives her a ring, in a sense, even though she does have a lot of rings here. I don't know. I don't know. Which, I was gonna ask you, where did you get the place that Garrett was took? Like, how did you know exactly what state that was? Because I didn't pick up on that.
So why else would he be looking at Nebraska?
Yeah. Well, I thought you said a different state. I didn't know you said Nebraska.
No, Nebraska.
Okay, yeah, no. I was about to say the only theory I can make of that is Nebraska. You know, why else would he have a picture of Nebraska?
Where he is right now is Hurricane, Utah.
Yeah, how did you get that?
Because the original FNAF series, the games, takes place in Utah, in Hurricane, Utah. And then the books, it was confirmed. And I think somewhere along the line, who was on doing the FNAF movie said it took place then. So I'm just automatically assuming it's Hurricane, Utah. Like, what else would it be?
Yeah.
Because they did have a picture of a plane of him and Abby on a plane going somewhere. Too, so
yeah, I didn't really catch up on any Utah, like any information that gives me where this is located, so I can only say, okay, maybe, yeah, I guess it is located in Utah. But that also makes you question, okay, why would he go from Nebraska to Utah? You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't he want to stay in Utah and try and find, like, a place, you know what I mean? Or whatever. Another question is like, how did he get this house too? Did he pay for the house? Did it get lended over? There's a lot of questions in that which aren't really answered. He's obviously probably not in Nebraska, because why would he be looking at the pictures of Nebraska if he's not in Nebraska? You know what I mean? I mean, I get the
He could
nature
have
sounds.
moved there with his family.
Yeah. But like they said, I mean, maybe his family did move. You could, make that assumption. But they were torn apart because his mother died and his father just pretty much abandoned him. And, which they also make no depiction of Charlie. They never say he has a sister. And you think if he was 12, he'd know if he has a sister. Well, no, he does have a sister, Abby. Sorry, my fault. But Abby isn't Charlie. It's, in a sense, Baby. But Baby was actually the daughter of William. So it's wacky. It's all weird. It's so crazy. So, yeah. Right here. See? I believe these are kids. I don't know. It might be an adult. But 2 kids are playing in the background.
How about some burger with that kid?
See right here. Then the frisbee just lands on the ground. Which, I don't know if that means anything. But to me, I personally felt like that meant a kid was just taken. And not just Garrett. But I don't know. It could just be just Garrett. Maybe a kid just throwing a frisbee around. You'd expect if a kid's throwing a frisbee, he's throwing it to somebody else. And if that somebody else doesn't get the frisbee, it means that kid's been adopted or something. Or maybe it's symbolizing that things are falling down. You know what I mean? Like things are taking a bad turn. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going deep just for a frisbee throw. All right, over here.
Yeah. Or it could be as simple as the kid needs time to run over to the frisbee.
Yeah, I know, right? He's far away. He's just skipping a little bit. He's got to get to it. You should have thrown it. Damn it, Carl. You should have thrown it farther. Damn it.
Not Carl.
No. What's that one meme where he throws the frisbee and it goes way too far? He's like, I think that's Carl, right? There it is.
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
That's not it. That's not it. Oh, what the fuck, Richard? I think that's it.
Oh, God.
What the fuck, Richard?
Richard. Sorry. The kid literally was like, what the fuck, Richard? And he fucking throws the frisbee past him. He's like, no, I gotta go run after it. It doesn't mean anything. I just gotta run after it. I don't know.
It's like every frisbee game.
What the fuck, Richard? Damn it.
Go watch your brother, okay?
Look. Okay, so here he is throwing the frisbee. The other kid's supposed to catch it. Maybe he literally did a what the fuck Richard moment. Maybe he actually did that, because look at the way he threw it, though. He threw it way too intense.
Your brother,
Here it is.
okay?
Look at him.
Okay.
Look at him right here. He throws it too far. He throws it way too far. It's a Richard moment. It's a what the fuck Richard moment. It must be he throws it too far. Maybe I was just looking too deep into it. This is probably after the 5 kids. This is the fucking 6th one.
Right.
Which is interesting because I was like, okay, so you got Freddie, Chica, you got all of them, right? So they were abducted. But then you also see Golden Freddy. And for like a split second, I was like, is Golden Freddy Garrett? But that wouldn't make any sense.
That was also my thought, too.
That wouldn't make any sense at all. Unless Garrett was also magically being manipulated by William, which could be. But if it was Garrett, you'd think that Garrett would try and reach out to his brother. You know what I mean? You think that Golden Freddy would try and reach out?
But also,
Go ahead.
there was also the 6
It's me.
missing kids.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say the "it's me" thing on the mirror. Did you ever notice that?
Yeah, I did.
It was so small, but I was like, "Whoa, okay, that makes a big difference, because that would make a lot of sense when if it's Garrett, but it's probably not, because you think that Garrett would try and protect her. And also the fact that the person that the kid that comes out and talks to her isn't Garrett. It's the blonde haired kid. Which isn't Freddie. Because I guess maybe there's another kid in there that has an actual hat on, but I don't think he had a hat. I don't know though. I don't know. I gotta count the kids. Okay, we gotta take a second to count all the children. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so if you really look, obviously Abby isn't here, but Abby would be the youngest one out of all of them because Mike is already an adult. He would be a teenager if he was still alive. He'd probably be around Garrett's age, maybe a little bit older. But she must have gotten pregnant after Garrett was abducted, because she didn't look like she was pregnant at all when he got abducted too. So she must have came in the picture many years down the road, after Garrett, after all that, and that was probably her last child before she probably died. Which I don't know exactly where I pulled it from that she died, but I think it's in the movie.
It does say when he's talking to Vanessa that she did die.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
Yeah, that's where I pulled it. Yeah. A few years after she died, but obviously she must have had Abby before she died, and then Henry. Well, I'm just gonna call him Henry. I'm just gonna call him Henry just because, it's brain. Left. He just was like, I'm sorry, kid. I'm done. Because he's like, his dad didn't die, but his dad just couldn't get over it and pretty much left. Yeah. He didn't say anything about, he killed himself. He died too. He just was like, he left, which kind of gives me, I don't know if they're going to do it. Kind of gives me the, okay, well, the father's still alive. That might mean something along the line.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I loved every single Doug moment.
10 o'clock and he could barely keep his eyes
every
open.
fucking scene that Doug was in. I just love Doug.
Right.
This is the part that I was like, what? This part didn't make any sense to me. What man? Is she talking about Henry? His father?
She is talking about the one that he punched in the water fountain.
Oh. That should make more sense after what he did to that poor man. Yeah, that poor father of the kid. That didn't click with me, and it still didn't. I just was like, okay, what are you talking about? The poor man. What man? Like, what man's life did he ruin? And then I just, like, that whole, like, security guard scene of, like, him beating the shit out of this one kid's dad just flew right by me, because it wasn't really much of anything to me. Oh, let's go to Doug.
Are you for real?
Doug moment.
He literally...
This man has been dealing with this lady for fucking ages.
It gets better at the coffee shop with him. I know.
I know. He's like,
I have really tried.
This man, he's been dealing with her for so long. You could just see it in his eyes. He's just so fucking done.
He's a man of only a few words.
He's drank 3 coffees in the morning just to get through the day. Like, you can just see it. Which automatically you can tell he's like, he didn't have to say too many words to say, damn it. Like, I'm not gonna win this, even though the court will probably decide it. His face, obviously, to me, his face says that he does not agree with her at all. You're talking about William Afton manipulating people. Dude, she has manipulated this man into just sitting here dealing with this. Like, this guy's been struggling with this for so long. Give him a break. Let him retire, dude.
The whiteboard has some things. And the whiteboard
Actually,
comes on.
you know what's funny about that? My dad said the same thing, and I'm like, I need to go back and see that. I need to go back and see that. Here it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
there it is.
Oh, hello, puppet. Probably doesn't mean anything. It's probably just Rapid Bear Liberty.
There's Foxy,
12,
Chick,
24. I swear to God, if I see
Bear.
87 in this, I'm going to literally blow. Spelling words. Musician, bunny, puppet, project,
Bunny,
junior,
Puppet,
manager, heart, fox, rapid, town,
Fox,
liberty, chick,
Chick.
trophies, wrinkles.
You see where it's like it's kind of like lightly dulled, like the bear, puppet, bunny, project, Foxy, and Chick
Oh,
are
yeah,
all like
I think I kind of see what you mean.
lightly.
Chick, town, bear, puppet, might be, project, the O, C, town, vein. Like when you said something about a whiteboard or about a board, I'm like, well, the thing about that is like I was like, why would a fucking literal chalkboard in a classroom of, I assume, kindergarten or first or second graders or elementary schoolers mean absolutely anything when it comes to the lore of this? But here's the thing about Five Nights at Freddy's. The smallest fucking thing could mean everything. So,
Right.
so it's like, okay, okay, if I can get this in 4K, please. I can't. But yeah, this is very interesting, especially with the words. Like me seeing this, I think of like, okay, these are references, right? These are more of like, okay, puppet, we know a puppet. Bunny, we know a bunny. Fox, we know a fox. Town, okay. Vein, weird. Bear, we know a bear. Liberty, did you just say Liberty Chica? I mean, so it's like, it's like I feel like this is more of like, maybe it's not spelling something. I mean, it might be, but I feel like it's more of like, oh, here's cool. Like, oh, do you see the puppet? And then like you see a YouTube video and it's like, I found the puppet in the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and it's just like the puppet spell. It's just puppet spelled
Right.
The puppet.
As soon as I find it, I'm sending you it.
Yeah. The puppet in the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and it's just puppet.
Confirmed.
Spelling word. Oh my god. These children must know all about the entire Five Nights at Freddy's lore. But yeah, that's the only thing that I see out of this is just like, oh, okay, some of these words might
It's
mean
like references.
Yeah, it might mean something in the actual history of Five Nights at Freddy's. But from a standpoint, these are more like little tiny, like, oh, funny Easter eggs. Like, oh, fox. There's a fox in this movie. Puppet. Ooh, that might mean something.
Okay.
But then there's other words like musician. Okay, music man. Ooh. Junior doesn't make too much sense. Heart, rapid, liberty, trophies, wrinkle, chick might be chica, vein, like manager. Like some of these don't really project. I mean, what are you trying to say, project Plato?
Well, some of them are more vibrant than the others. So I think the ones that are more vibrant are like ones that are just there to fill out space.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like trophies is very vibrant. It's very much there. Trophies, liberty, musician, maybe. But I get what you mean. But for me, I don't see any words. It could mean something you don't know. But at the same time, it's
If
like.
these.
Go ahead.
Hold on. So when I was in elementary school, way back, we had spelling tests, right, for like words and stuff. And what was funny is that these are harder words than I had back then.
Maybe the kids are getting smarter. Oh my god.
It happens.
I thought that was weird as a filming perspective. It's the fact that they stay on it. They let you look, zoom in, then they stay on it.
Anything happens.
Even when he walked away, which I thought was interesting. It could just be this might not mean anything, but I just thought, oh, this might mean something, but it probably doesn't. It's just, oh look, it's Freddy Fazbear, cool, awesome. You know what I mean? Really interesting thing. And for a second, I was like, so this guy, right? That's obviously that's not William Afton. I don't
Obviously.
have reason to believe that's him. So I thought two things. One, this isn't actually like them. If I imagine them filming it, right? I imagine like if this was the environment and watching this tape and the way they film the tape, I can only assume as a production they didn't actually film the creator of the animatronics actually making the animatronics. I thought of two things. One, William Afton might have hired people to help him, or like hired people to make these animatronics, which didn't make too much sense because he's stuffing kids in them or whatever. I mean, it might, but like still. And two, I thought this is just a fake scene inside of the actual tape to just showcase like, oh, look at how we build these, but it not actually being the way they build it. Like it's an acting scene of them building it, but them not actually building it. You know what I mean? Balloon Boy, what are your thoughts?
Balloon Boy, I love how Balloon Boy. Okay, but that does mean that since Balloon Boy is in the FNAF 2 thing, but they also have costumes for different animatronics too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, is there other restaurants like the FNAF 2 restaurant out? Or is it just like one and they just have different? Or is it kind of like Chuck E. Cheese now where different places have different animatronics?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's a good question to make. I mean, the way that I see this is, so if you really look at this from like a perspective of like, okay, so this is a pizzeria and this is a piece of merchandise. This Balloon Boy is a piece of merchandise in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria and is canonly a piece of merchandise. Do you say it is a piece of merchandise to be a piece of merchandise, or is it based off of an actual character from the Freddy Fazbear franchise that is made into a merchandise? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Balloon Boy to me just seems like it would be like a plastic figure, not like an animatronic, just like a plastic figure that just stands there by like a balloon station kind of thing.
I see what you. Yeah, I know what you mean. He gives you balloons or something like that.
I really, want that figure though. Not gonna lie.
When I look at him, I think he might have like bobbly eyes or something. Like his eyes look like they go like up and down, all that stuff if you shake them. But yeah, no, he's 100% Easter egg. But inherently, it makes me question if he was an actual animatronic or a character in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza that meant anything. And they made merchandise off of the character, or if it just was a merchandise only character. Because I could very well just see him just being a piece of merchandise for Freddy Fazbear and not a part of the cast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could just be like a kid having fun at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria that they made merchandise off of.
That would be a weird kid.
And yeah, I know. But another thing is that just was like didn't make any sense to me. I guess it was just for gags. Was like at the very end, the post credit scene was like, who the hell put Balloon Boy in this taxi driver's car, and for what reason? Like, I know Balloon Boy didn't get in there by himself and just like sit down or whatever. Like that just doesn't make any physical sense, because it's like, how the hell would this little tiny figure open the door, slam the door close, and be there? Like it doesn't make any sense. Who put Balloon Boy there? It just was like a what? So it's more like a gag or something like that than anything.
Yeah.
Because I looked too into it. I'm just like, okay, so Balloon Boy's there. Why though? Who put him there? Why did he put him there? Could you say that a Golden Freddy put him there? Could you say that Abby put him there, but Abby wouldn't put him there?
I think Abby would be like the most likely to.
Yeah, I could see Abby playing with him, scaring him. It's like, I don't know. It's something I looked a little bit too deep into. It's just funny, that's all it is. Yeah, I love Balloon Boy. I thought he looked real goofy compared to like him in the games, but I thought it was perfectly fine. He definitely looked scary. Let's do a little game of count the children. We gotta see how many children
We
we
love
got.
count the children.
How many dead kids we got here? Pretty sure it's 5.
I like how that's a sentence we have to enter.
Yeah. 2, 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought.
Okay.
What?
So the one in the front is Golden Freddy, right?
Yeah. 100%. Because Chica,
And we got
Freddy,
Chica, Freddy,
Foxy, and Bonnie.
Bonnie. Yeah.
Because there's no other kids. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 5. Wow. So that's why Abby said Freddie. But then he came out and he was like, not Freddie. It just makes you believe it's Freddie because he's standing in the front. Like you don't even really see, or you don't really count the kids the first time you watch it, at least. To actually sit here and count them, I'm like, yeah, that's 100% Golden Freddy. And the thing about that is,
I like how we were only like 26 minutes in, and
I
we've
know,
been
right?
here for like 2 hours.
I know, right?
They made him a boy in the movie.
Yeah.
They're originally a girl in the series.
There was?
Because they're always described as a short, curly black hair
Mm-hmm.
that's either in pigtails or is just cut short.
See, I've always heard that there were 2 souls inside of Golden Freddy.
There's Cece,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's Golden Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing like some pictures, and it was Scott's son, but it was so incredibly like blown out, and like here it is right here. Golden Freddy. This is the image I've always correlated to Golden Freddy, because this is one of the things that they were talking about when they were talking about Golden Freddy. And they'd show for Golden Freddy, which is Scott's son. It's just edited crazy. So I've always seen Golden Freddy like this with another soul. So to see this, I was like, wow, that actually kind of correlates. Something I realized, I didn't even realize this. Golden Freddy only has one eye. Where would the second kid be that controls Golden Freddy? He only has one eye. And the one eye is lit up, and there is no other eye. So to me, does this mean that a part of him is missing because there's no second soul to complete him? Because his ear's always been gone, and both of his eyes have never been there. But in this, you know what I mean? Does this mean that there is no other kid, or the other kid's gone, or like what? What's going on here? Does it mean nothing? Does it mean something?
What if the other kid is Garrett?
Is Garrett? Well, then that's another question. Like, then where's Garrett? Where the hell did he go? Did he just rip his soul from Golden Freddy? Like, what are they doing? Why did they do that?
But if you look at like regular Golden Freddy's design, he doesn't have eyes.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, though. But you know that there's two souls in there. Yet again, he's also not going out with Abby in a fucking taxi, you know, trying to take her to Freddy's. So it's like in this version, he's literally a unusable shell in a sense. Well, I wouldn't say unusable, but he's literally a shell. That's why he moves, he jolts. He can't move.
He doesn't have an endoskeleton.
Yeah, he can't go places. So it's like at that point it's like, okay, well, how? So this is
You're saying how, but say how to this whole franchise. Dead kids possessing animatronics.
movie logic and game logic do not core alongside each other. This is movie logic. But if you take what you know from the game logic and you partly put it in the movie logic, sometimes it makes sense, and then a lot of times it makes no sense at all. Golden Freddy.
I don't know.
Golden Freddy doesn't have any eyes. Why? You see here, he doesn't have an ear. That's the way it's supposed to be. But he also doesn't have eyes. He's also not supposed to be moving or going anywhere. How can he reach Abby's house?
He's also not supposed to be possessed. But here we are.
Yeah. Another thing about it is the fact that in the movie he disappears. He literally vanishes. So that tells me he wasn't a physical being. It was all just a ghost taking the form of Golden Freddy. Which then makes me assume, does that mean that Golden Freddy wasn't actually Golden Freddy? It was just a Freddy to try and manipulate Abby to get Abby to come with him, and that's the only purpose for the Golden Freddy. But then with that, it's like, you think he'd look like Freddy then. You know what I mean? But that entire scene is not even an actual animatronic. That entire scene is a ghost portraying as an animatronic to lure Abby back to the pizzeria, because he literally vanishes as soon as she walks in the door and turns back. Gone. It doesn't exist. It's not there. Even she says,
Where'd you go?
Where did you go? So with that, it tells me this wasn't a physical animatronic. This was a spirit pretending to be an animatronic to lure. Or maybe...
Can't he teleport, though?
Can he teleport? Well, what's the point of teleporting when... Well, I mean, maybe he teleported to her house, maybe. But what's the point of teleporting when you need to lure Abby back to the pizzeria? So how are you going to get Abby back to the pizzeria?
Maybe he can't teleport real objects.
Yeah, that's why I say that it was even the Golden Freddy outfit wasn't a physical thing. It was a spirit portraying as Golden Freddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she only knows the animatronics. So if he could somehow form into a animatronic like Freddy, he could lure her back to...
Well, no, she knows that they're kids. She knows that they're kids.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, though. That's the whole point of him getting her to come back to the pizzeria. Because here's the thing. Freddy, Chica, but none of the animatronics can leave the place because their battery would die. They can't reach they can't reach Abby. And I don't know how long they can go outside of their thing, but Golden Freddy appears to not even have an actual endo. You know what I mean? All the other animatronics have fucking actual like literal animatronics attached to them. It's the
Please,
man.
Can I set you folks up with some appetizers?
Doug moment though. Hold on, let's look at that again. Let's see that Doug face real quick before we see the man
Hey,
himself.
welcome to Sparky's. Could I set you folks up with some appetizers?
Look at him. Doug, for once in his life, is happy and gets slightly away from the torture of this fucking aunt. Just to get shut down by her. Just to get shut down. And Doug...
Just like, you bitch.
Doug is like, I was hungry though, man. I was hungry.
Why do you do this to me?
First, you take me everywhere. Second, you you want to take down this guy that is trying to take care of his sister. And third off, I don't get any food. Excuse me. You see the actual hatred in his eyes and in his face after she does that. I
feel so bad for him.
Physically exhausted. There he is. The man
Did
himself.
you know? Okay, so you know how his name is Ness?
Yeah. I know from I remember seeing the Scott.
Sansa's Ness.
Scott intentionally did that, and as soon as I heard about the Nest thing, I'm like, okay, I was like, this is clearly not a Vanessa thing. This is clearly not anything like that. This is obviously clearly a nod to that. Also, the scenery details. This actually means a lot right here, because that means there's leaks from the roof, and I know this because I'm a roofer, and it gives you so much like look into like the place.
I have that same exact roof.
Yeah, and not just that.
With the panelings and stuff.
You go to like plazas or whatever, and you look up, and if a plaza has leaks, you see this because the water sits there, and then it turns it into like a brown.
And
Good.
The name of the restaurant is Sparky's.
Sparky's, yeah.
Yeah, because of the old fake FNAF rumor.
Yeah. Not just that, there's also... Yeah, go ahead.
You also see his suit, Sparky's suit, later on.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, the whole Sparky thing.
Yeah, that's cool. I completely forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Which the funny thing about that is Freddy was originally going to be a dog until they changed it to a bear. But yeah,
bear.
And no, he does his thing. It's fucking amazing. He did such a good job acting like he was not in it and he couldn't meet Scott and he looks so sad. And I actually felt
he met Scott.
Yeah, no, but he acted like he didn't because he hid it and all that stuff all this time until now. So, but that was just awesome how he did that. Everything he made on the movies with his videos, talking about how he's so sad, he's just not in there, blah 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 blah. And it's just awesome to see him in here and to see him say, "Yeah, I lied," but it's great. It's awesome. I hear they're actually thinking about making a food theory on this whole topic of how
oh my god,
how maybe lunch is the best meal besides breakfast.
It's just a theory.
Are you?
Yes, he still has his marriage ring in there too.
That's no fun. You do realize that lunch is the most important meal of the day.
Thought it was breakfast.
Here's a theory. Here's something that
so
even
Nessus could actually marry it.
Yeah, he has to be married. Clearly, this is ring finger and ring hand territory. So this is he's obviously married. So in canonical, and they didn't tell him to take it off. So that must mean that canonically he's actually married. That must be what that means.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of lore. I bet you nobody really picked up on that. Another thing I want to say is her face.
Thank you.
Max's face the
where were
entire
we?
time.
Oh.
That's the part that kind of a little bit sympathized for me, because it's like she does not look like
tell me what a miserable failure you are.
she does not look like she has the face of somebody that really wants to be destroying this man's life.
Yeah.
She had the face of remorse and hatred towards this lady, which gave me a little bit of sympathy, which made me kind of I wouldn't say like the character, because she obviously still played out with it, but and she's also dead. She's not coming back, but at least not in human form. I mean, in either ghost or animatronic form, she may or may not come back. But yeah, she clearly it does not agree with this, or at least does not like the fact that she's doing this.
You could have kept her mouth shut, and none of this would have happened.
Yeah, true, 100%. That's why I mean, like, I have a little bit of remorse, but not really, because it's like she still went along with it, and she even joined them when they were destroying the place up. So it's like, even though she wasn't...
Well, she was just a getaway driver.
Yeah, even though she wasn't a willing, like, she wasn't, like, in there destroying it, she still was part of the scheme. Here it is. It's me. Interesting.
I did not see that in the original.
Yeah, so that's very interesting. That's like Golden Freddy shit. So the thought the thing I always keep thinking about is the song choice for the animatronics. The fact that the song choice that they pick was Talking in Your Sleep by the Romantics, I thought was so well put into this movie. Because if you really think about it, the song is a love song, but if you just listen to the main lyrics, I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep. He dreams, right? They're in his dreams. They literally hear the secrets that he keeps. They see the secrets that he keeps when he's asleep. The song itself is not a song for this. It's a love song, from what I know of. But I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep. This part was the part that it didn't change everything, but this was the part that made me think, okay, so I thought of like killers, right? So you get the, like, Freddy, for example, from Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. You think of these killers' abilities. So Jason is basically kind of like Michael Myers, and Scream is almost that same exact thing. Like, what are their abilities? What are their powers? When I look at these animatronics, like Freddy and all that stuff, this scene right here, in a moment.
Hey!
This scene made me realize these animatronic kids can not only kill you by or lure you by being animatronics, they can go outside of their animatronic form and be kids, so they can lure you back to the animatronic and then therefore kill you. Which made me go, if that's ability that they have, that's one of the abilities that they have. They're not only animatronics, but they can project themselves outside of their animatronic endos and lure you or get you to some way get fucking murdered by them. Which was a really cool and interesting feature I thought that they had. And it also adds the spookiness to it, meaning that they can lure a lot of people that just follow the kid back to the animatronic. Now, whether those people are going to be as stupid as this chick is, and stuff their head in the animatronic's mouth, I doubt it. But it's just interesting. The dog. Yep, Sparky, the dog. Also over here, too. Look, something else.
That's Shadow Freddy, yeah.
Shadow Freddy. Right here is another.
I can't remember which one that is.
It's like a Bonnie thing or something. It could also be the lighting changing the color.
Something Freddy. I can't remember.
Yeah. And then there's this, which this looks like a little different compared to most endos.
Maybe Endo too.
Maybe. I don't know. It looks like it definitely has ears.
That's that. That's the one that's in multiple shots. You see that Endo in multiple shots.
Okay.
It actually on set they actually had a name for it.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about because the doggo in the 8-bit Ryan and all that video on the Endo, yeah. She's so stupid. Was that the biting?
His address.
His address? They're probably on the pills. Because they could be on the pills. They could be she could have. There's multiple ways they could have done it. She could have gotten his.
They're not on the pills. Well, they don't put your address on pills.
Yeah, it could be his license plate.
Oh no! Wait, hold on. They actually do. They do. Never mind.
Yeah, they do. They put
Mine have my address on it.
They put it on pills. You can also look up a license plate, get the address of that. You could she might have been able to contact the employer, which she probably didn't, William Afton. And been like,
her
hey,
father.
yeah, hey Dad, where the hell does Mike live? Bloodstains. What? The only thing, because I'd laugh my ass off at these fucking animatronics. Were like, well, we killed these guys. Looks like we're gonna have to clean it up. Like that would be so funny. So the only thing I can think of is William. This is why I think William comes frequently, because I the only thing I can imagine is William comes and he cleans up whatever mess that they made. Now this is a wild theory. I have nothing that supports this. It could just be that the animatronics cleaned up their mess. Very much. It's just kind of funny to think of that. Like, we just killed these guys.
Movie magic.
Let's clean this shit up. Because this is a clear thing that they're showing. They're clearly showing that, okay, they cleaned it up. Someone cleaned it up. And I can only think, if it's not the animatronics, it's William. He's coming there to clean up the mess that they made. And do whatever he can without it. Like, he'll clean up the blood and bodies, but he's not going to repair the chairs. He's not going to put anything back because it has to look like it's broken in because, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because, like, I can't imagine, like, just, because even Vanessa was like, oh, yeah, by the way, this place has been broken in. So she's been there or something, and she's seen the fucking broken mess. So they must have cleaned up the blood and the bodies and shit. But so who's the one that cleaned it up? That's
a good question.
Either the animatronics or it's William. Those are the only two I could see cleaning it up. The animatronics killed him, was like, we need to clean this fucking place up, clean it up. Or the animatronics killed him. William was like, let's clean the blood up before the police come and, fucking make a big deal out of it. I mean, you could make a even longer shot and say maybe it's Vanessa. Because Vanessa knows that these animatronics, they know what they do. She knows practically everything.
She knows about William.
She knows about William. She knows that these animatronics will kill those people, and that's why Mike was like, well, you allowed this to happen. You let these animatronics around her when you knew what they could do. And then she was like, so it could be her cleaning the blood up, but leaving the place destroyed so that way Mike could clean up the place, so it clearly looks like it's been broken into. Another thing that even my dad said was like, why are you going to sleep when your sister's right behind you? If anybody breaks in and tries to, like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be sleeping with my sister there. I'm like, and even if it's like a sister like my daughter, it's like I also wouldn't not try and sleep there, but he also wants to figure out the truth behind, what happened to his brother. Here's the part where I was like, what? Huh? What? Like, it didn't make too much sense to me. Because if they understand that the yellow rabbit took Garrett, why don't they understand that the yellow rabbit also killed and took them? Another thing is the fact that, how do you forget that? If you're kids that have died by this yellow rabbit tragically, how would you as spirits not have that vengeance and not have that memory of like, oh, this fucking yellow rabbit killed me. I want to
That's a good question.
Have revenge for my death. Like, and when it got to that halfway part, it's not fully the part that I say is stupid. I don't think it's that dumb, because it's like, you kind of look past it, it's like, okay. But it's like, it just didn't make any sense to me. Like, that Garrett was took by the yellow rabbit. You know that Garrett died by the fucking yellow rabbit, practically. And also, how would you forget who killed you? How would you forget?
Also, who names their character? Who names their kid Garrett?
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I named my cat Dalton, so,
That's better than Garrett.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're from, like, some other land beyond our own. I don't know. But that's just the part that I just was like, huh? And then they had to show the animatronics that he killed them. And the funniest part about it was the fact that a literal drawing of it helped them understand.
What can I say? They like drawings.
Yeah, all right. Like if I showed them a drawing of like some horrible fucking thing and I say it's the greatest thing in the world, like, are they gonna be like, wow, that's really good, that's really cool, like a turd or whatever? You should worship a turd because my drawing says so. My goodness, that's a fancy turd. Like what? Like, you know what I mean? Because every like ghost story where there's a killer, you always know of like the spirit wanting to seek vengeance for after their murderer, because it's like that's the person that killed them. So with this, it was just like, what? It just didn't make any sense. As a plausible, like, huh? And they're doing his bidding because somehow he's their best friend or whatever, the leader or something, and they're manipulated by him somehow. Like, how do they not understand that? And then there's a drawing there that just says, oh yeah, I'm your best friend. How could you forget me, or how could you forget what I've done to you? I haven't done anything to you. I'm your best friend. Like, it didn't make too much sense to me, but I kind of still glossed over it because it was like, oh well, I mean,
yeah. Get it, I guess.
Yeah, yellow rabbit. clearly they knew that the Yellow Rabbit took Garrett. So, like, what is that fine? But like, we're magically animatronics because we've always been that way or something. We're kids in animatronic. I don't know. And the whole thing of that, like, they wanted to kill Abby because they wanted to make her a part of them, which just was like, for me, it just was like, what? They're children inside animatronic bears that got killed by a Yellow Rabbit. Why would they want to kill a child to make them part of them? Can't they just... don't they not want to kill? Don't they not want to do what the Yellow Rabbit did to them? Don't they want revenge?
Right. And don't they know who he is, though?
Yeah, exactly. Because, like... And it's just like, even if they didn't know his face, the fact that he came in with a yellow bunny outfit, the entire yellow bunny outfit, it's like, they should see the yellow bunny and be like, okay, that's the fucker that killed me. We going down on him. Like, because he came in with the yellow outfit, so it's like, you think that would be something you immediately tell him about as soon as you learn that he's aware of their consciousness.
Right, yeah.
Like, hey, by the way, the animatrons have children stuffed in them. That's why they're possessed. And also, they might kill you.
She knew about William Afton being there.
Yeah.
And in the suit. Are we gonna gloss over the fact that she helps him kill people?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, does she? Because, like,
Yes.
he's like, it's this weight over her, which I was kind of...
lures them here.
Yeah, which I was kind of questionable about, because he had this weight over here, like, I have to fix the messes you cause, which makes me go, I was kind of like, in the theater, I was kind of like, what? Like, aren't you the one, like, didn't you hire Mike to come here and you kill him? For you to kill him?
Right.
Like, don't you manipulate people to work here as security guards so you can kill them? Like, so how does she have any amount of weight on this? The only assumption I made was like, okay, she foiled his plan on just killing them instantly because she told them their weakness. She told him their weakness, which ultimately helped him get through by electrocuting the shit out of him. So then I was like, okay, well, I guess she caused the mess because she foiled his plan. That's the assumption I made. Fucking huge ass thing, too.
Found him.
Yeah, right here. Okay, let's take a good look at this. Yeah, I know what that is from the cover.
Yep, that's from the...
Yep, this is exactly it. Which, forgot the name of the doll.
Ella.
Name of doll, I think it's, yeah, Bella.
It's Ella.
Ella.
Like, right there, it has the, yeah,
Ella.
that's what I was thinking
Book 3, Ella.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically...
Because that is the first version of Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At the fact that they're pulling, like, straight from the books. That's interesting. It's when you really look at it, it's just such a stupid fucking design, dude. I'm gonna make this fucking suit that everybody wears, especially me, and it's also going to kill me. It also kills me. Right. That's basically Five Nights at Freddy's, because that's literally what they did in the games too.
It is kind of stupid when you think about it. How did that pass health and safety?
Yeah, exactly. And not just that, even if you were wearing it for your own self, it's like, how the fuck did you go, okay, I made this thing with spring lock suits. I'm also going to wear it because, like, there's no other efficient, better way I can make this. And totally not. There's no other way I can make this. And also, I could die if I accidentally sweat too hard, or I move wrong, or something happens to my suit.
The thing is, how do you move in it if you're not supposed to move?
Like you're a literal fucking genius. Like you make these animatronic things and you build these things from scrap or whatever, but you've built it so fucking stupid. No wonder you had to have fucking Henry in there with you, because it's like, God, dude, like, let's make spring locks so it can kill you. Good idea.
And the fact, what always gets me with these spring lock suits is that you cannot move at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what's the point of wearing it if you cannot move?
Like, you're a genius in the fact that you're able to build these things that nobody else has built. You're a genius at the fact that you make this shit from scrap and you're able to make all this stuff. It's really cool. Most of the time you use it for bad things like killing kids and shit, but you're very, very smart. But this is very, very stupid. Garrett right here, look at him. He's looking at this food and he looks like he's holding back. He looks like he sees that bread, those chips, and he's look at him, holding his hand.
Those fries are chips.
Those are chips, I think.
Who puts chips in that?
It's chips and burgers. No, chips and burgers. It's called America.
You put them, you have them, they come in a bag. You just...
I don't know. They're just
actual dishes camping. Where are the paper plates?
I don't know. Also, orange soda here. Them burgers looking good though. Them burgers looking real good.
Oh, I thought that was a beer.
No, that's an orange soda, which is pretty cool.
Huh.
Which trying to look back here too, like look around, like what's going on here.
Yeah.
But I'm just like,
I feel
look
like
at
everyone
him.
has that folding chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, look at him. Look at this. He just looks like he wants to dig in, and he's just like, they're just like, Garrett, please, buddy, please, or whatever the actor's name is. It's like, please, buddy, just hold back, for this scene. This is a very serious scene. We don't want you digging into that. I know you want to dig into that chips and burgers, but hey, buddy, come on. I know you want that orange soda. Come on, buddy. You can't though. They're made out of plastic, okay? They're props. You can't eat them. I'm sorry.
I can't. He's gone. They're all gone.
That's the moment that I sat down and I was like, this is a grown-ass man. He knows right from wrong. And then he literally was like, you know what? I miss my brother. Take her. Fuck her. You know, and then I was like, what? You literally were like, this is not real. This is not real. I'm not going to let you manipulate me. I'm a grown-ass man that understands this is not real. And that's why for a second I was like, okay, this motherfucker can't be manipulated because he understands that this is fake. This isn't real. But
yeah.
Nope.
Really?
And then they're like, oh, really? Are you sure about that? Or like, really? Another thing that was weird, and I noticed this in the theater too. Look at their faces. So you see this kid's face. You can kind of see this kid's face. You can see this kid's face kind of. You can't see Chica's face. And it does this with, I think it's an editing problem. I think it's a blurring issue that they had.
Really?
See, like, look. Her face is, but look at Fotsy. Fotsy's face is blurred now.
That's kind of creepy, though.
And then it unblurs, and then her face gets blurred. You see what I mean, though? It feels like a strange. Yeah. It feels like a strange either camera issue, or it was an editing issue, or something. Cause like,
to go back
after it gets unblurred, you could see his face.
I can't. He's gone. They're all gone.
Like you'd imagine that okay, if we don't want these kids to be seen, right? But we can see Bonnie, we can see Freddie, we can see Chica. So if you wanted to say, okay, let's not show their face, let's blur, then you'd blur all of them. You wouldn't just like blur one of them. Plus, we saw Foxy earlier, like clearly, like his eyes were black because of the jump scare, but he was clearly there.
Really?
It jumps from him to her. It's just a weird thing that I noticed too. Like with a movie that's meant, and a video game series and all that stuff that's meant to have so much like deep, crucial detail in every little thing, why would this be like something important?
Really?
Because it's blurred, absolutely. But maybe it's the camera's thinking, okay, this is part of the ground because it kind of blends in, maybe, or something.
Maybe.
Because the background, it's definitely blurred a bit. Because like
you can kind of see between, because now Chica's face is blurred.
Yeah.
You can kind of see where it kind of switches.
Mm-hmm.
Like it kind of like flashes, and then her face is blurred. So I think you're right about that.
So it's like, it could be the environment. It could also be because he moved.
Yeah.
So
To go back?
I can't. He's gone. They're all gone.
Really?
See, but he's blurred. He moves. She gets blurred. So something happens there, and I assume the camera or the filter or effect that they had on just messed up. Look again. Oh, it's more realistic this time, huh? It could be real. You better be sleeping for 24 hours if you're able to have these dreams. You know what I mean? If you really want this life, you better be sleeping for 24 hours, because you're only going to have this if you dream. The spirits can not only project themselves outside the animatronic and control the animatronic, they can also manipulate you in your dreams, practically like Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
So they're practically like Freddy, but they can also kill you in real life, and they can also manipulate you in real life. So I was like, damn. And then this is the part that I was like, okay. So they're doing something with these bodies. They're not just, because half of her body's in there. They're not just like disposing them or anything like that. Like they're actually stuffing these bodies in these suits. And then there's Golden Freddy, which looks exactly like normal Freddy, but that's the exact thing. I believe that's the exact thing that he was trying to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know why he wouldn't just look more like Freddy. Because, like, why do you need to look like that if you're trying to manipulate the kid or whatever? Like, I don't know. That's clearly Golden Freddy. And I know that because this.
Not Freddy.
Not Freddy. And the fact that he says, because she's like, Freddy?
Freddy?
And then he's like, he comes through. And he's like, not Freddy.
Not Freddy.
So that's when I was like, okay. So this is not Freddy. This is Golden Freddy. There's a difference, okay? He's golden now. All right, there's a big difference. So, different soul. I assume with this Golden Freddy iteration is there's not an actual physical animatronic or not endo, but exosuit. It's literally just a spirit that can take the form of Golden Freddy. That's the only assumption I can make. That's how he can leave the pizzeria, because all the other animatronics can't, because they literally, it says they have lithium batteries that go that keep them from leaving the pizzeria. They need to stay there. They can't use all their batteries. So that's the whole reason why they couldn't go and why he had to go. And that's why I say that he wasn't in a suit. He just formed this suit through his like magical ghostness and was able to lure her back to the pizzeria, assuming that Mike was already dead. Another thing I had was like, okay, this is the early 2000s, yeah, yada yada yada, but a literal little child sits in your taxi and you're like, where you want to go, kid? Like, I'd be like, if you look 8, go back to your family. What's wrong, kid? Like, are you like, why are you trying to leave? Like,
Where's the money?
Yeah, where's your parents? Like, I'd be like, you're a literal child. I'm not taking you nowhere because, like, maybe to the police station if you need help. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's the logical explanation for this. But he's like, where you want to go? And another question is like, does he even get paid for it? Because it's like, she ain't got no money. Did she steal money? Like, he's taking her where she wants to go. Is he getting any money through it? Like, all the things you got to think about though, like, because it's like it just doesn't connect. But from a movie standpoint, we're just gonna say, okay, just okay. This is how she gets from point A to point B. Let's not worry about the logic. She just gets there. Plus, theoretically, if you really think about it, he has no hate on MatPat, nothing against MatPat. He technically has more weight on the story than MatPat does, because MatPat was just a waiter asking them if they wanted food. Corey actually took them from point A to point B. If he wasn't there to take them to that point A to point B, it wouldn't have been as easy or have as much weight on it as it does. So technically he actually progresses the story, besides MatPat, which just kind of asks if they need food and then walks away. That doesn't mean Ness isn't important. He's probably very, but as a matter of fact, he has a wife. We don't know if he has kids. He might have a boy. I don't know. He might have a husband. You don't know. He's married indefinitely. Or at least maybe that's a promise ring. I don't know. You don't know. So it's like, he does have importance when you think of his marriage life. Like, where's the lore there? You know.
I want a whole movie about Ness.
Yeah, I know, right?
They want to make her like them.
No, that shouldn't make sense.
Way.
That
no shot.
Shouldn't make sense. That just should not. It should not. Of course, the story can do whatever the fuck it wants. Whatever. It's a story. But it, from a standpoint of like killers and revenge and spirit children and ghosts just wanting revenge for their killer, it doesn't make sense. It also turns them into killers too. But the only thing I could say is like, okay, so let's say for example you could stuff these 3 guys 100%. I could see maybe stuffing a kid in here, but Foxy's the only issue. You know how many holes that guy has? Look at that, just in his middle part. Like, you ain't stuffing a kid in there and not seeing a little bit of like bone or something. Like, come on.
But his cove was out of order, so children weren't really looking at that.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, so if you stuff the kids, right? You stuff them in here, that's fine, whatever. But Foxy, like, where are you gonna stuff? He's so skinny. And his middle compartment, which is normally where you'd probably stuff the kids, and Freddie, Chica, and Bonnie, you'd stuff him probably in the middle compartment right here. It's see-through, like, you kind of look in there, and he's all torn up and everything, so, like, I don't know, it's just a small, like, nothing burger.
It's not just their ghosts that are inside of those machines.
Man, it's really as if William Afton stuffed their bodies in there or something.
That would be wild.
Yeah, it'd be crazy though if they did that.
It's their bodies.
Oh my. Another thing, Garrett's airplane, obviously, which makes me go is like, okay, so I need to remember what she says. I can look at it real quick, but any height to have fun. Welcome. Yeah, that's the welcome for the entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, really good, really cool. Another thing about it is his eyes are blue, right, in this image, and in later on his eyes like shine. So it makes me question, is this a different suit? Probably not. I don't think, but
Well, I mean,
or did he make changes
he
on the
was-
suit?
it does look like I think it depends on the lighting because this is like with like lights on and it's lighter.
Mm-hmm.
The other time it's darker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like glow in the dark eyes.
That is true. That is true. Could very, very well be that. It could just be his thing. His thing doesn't light up because he's not in the darkness. He doesn't need night vision to go on or something. That would make sense. But yeah, no, it's really great. I just want to sit here on this image and kind of like look through it. But yeah, no, it's very good. So, but like you said, it could be one of two things. Either one, he just is with the newer model animatronics in his old suit, or two, because like I don't think any from what I know of, Freddie, Bonnie, or any of them couldn't be worn. The only ones that were wearable was his suit and Golden Freddy. And but that's back in Family Diner era.
Mm-hmm.
Which this looks like it's the same exact, it's the same exact Freddy thing. It could either be that he was wearing that outfit even though Freddy and the gang was still up there, he was just part of the attraction. Or it could also be that it was just him and Golden Freddy until eventually they made Freddy and the gang. And then he might have given up on that or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
My brother, you knew.
Not about Garrett, no. At least, not when we met.
Okay, so... Huh? Like... Huh?
So they've met?
So they met.
So Garrett and Vanessa met.
Yeah, met when they were kids. So... What does that mean? Does that mean that Garrett came to Freddy Fazbear's before? Does that mean that when William Afton abducted Garrett, Garrett got to meet Vanessa in the process somehow, some way, something? Does that mean that she met him in ghost form? Does that mean, it's like, what?
Wait, what if... Okay, so... They had to meet in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what if Garrett had... Okay, they both had the same plane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they shared a plane or whatever. That maybe when he abducted Garrett, that they met that way.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean though, like, because he also took his airplane with him, and then she got the airplane. Yeah. But the question is like, Garrett. The only issue with that theory is the fact that Garrett knew he was being abducted. So why would he have a perfectly normal conversation with Vanessa? And then
they were both children, though.
Yeah, but he was abducted from his family. So it makes me goes, wouldn't he ask Vanessa for help or something, like try and get away? Like, I don't think William Afton would want
or that already he died after meeting her.
I wouldn't, yeah, but he'd still wanna get away. He'd still wanna, because he's an abducted child. And the thing about that is, I don't think William Afton would. I don't know personally. The way I see it, I don't think William Afton would want Vanessa to meet one of the kids that he abducted and is going to kill. It just doesn't make too much sense. Like, hey, by the way, go out play with, this kid I just abducted yesterday. like he'd take him to a secluded area and kill him or something. Like, I don't think he'd make the kid interact with Vanessa or anything. Like, the only thought that I had was, okay, so he killed Garrett and then gave Vanessa Garrett's airplane. But now that she said that she met Garrett, that makes me question the whole timeline of the thing. Like, how did they meet? Did they meet on good terms? Did they meet like, oh, hey, yeah, I visited Freddy Fazbear's. Nice to meet you. Or did William Afton abduct them and then they met somehow that way? Like, how did she play a part in this? How did they meet?
This whole time, my brother, you knew.
Not about Garrett, no. At least, not when we met.
That, though, doesn't make too much sense. Why would she not know that he was a kidnapped child? Like, the kid isn't... I don't imagine a scene where a kid is just going to act normal after getting kidnapped and then meet Vanessa and act fine. The only idea I can imagine is like, he died and then visited her after he died and was like, hi, my name's Garrett, who are you? Acted like a ghost child or something. Another way I could see it is like, it's before the abduction or something, like before he gets ripped from his family or something like that and killed. Like, it's like they met as friends, but she had no idea that he got abducted and killed. Right. I can also see it that she met him as a ghost, and she also had no idea that he got abducted and killed by her father, and vice versa. I can't see a reasonable explanation on why him getting kidnapped and then them interacting with each other, either as he's getting kidnapped or after he's kidnapped. Like, it just doesn't make any sense why they would talk and her not know that he's kidnapped or going to be killed. Like, he would be like, I want to see my mom and dad again, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And William Afton would not allow him and kill him. Like it's just, that's the only thing that wouldn't make any sense to me. It's either after he's killed as a ghost or before he's kidnapped.
What did he do with the body?
They don't explain that at all. They just show you he's kidnapped. I can only assume he's got stuffed in an animatronic or something.
Are we sure that Garrett actually died?
I mean, that's a good
Think
question.
about it for a second. Are we sure Garrett actually died?
Yeah,
because this could be like a Mrs. Afton kind of situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, very much, but because he figures out, no, you know he's dead, because William Afton tells him, I killed your brother and I'm gonna kill you too. Remember? Symmetry, my friend. I killed your brother and now I'm going to kill you too. That's how you know.
Yes. Like, there's always a slight chance that he could be alive.
Yeah. We're at the big end. this is the moment that shit goes whack. So
It's the fan.
I need help figuring this out. Okay, I need a lot of help.
Okay, what is it?
Listen to the music and listen to the music deeply when it comes in. I need to see if you can find any connection with this sound, this song, and any music you hear with Five Nights at Freddy's or like William Afton or anything like that, all right?
Okay.
Do you hear anything?
It sounds like Star Wars.
Star Wars. Okay.
Sounds like Star Wars.
I swear to goodness, I've heard that like tone before, and it feels like a security breach thing. Damn, bitch, just shoot him. Shoot him in the face. No, I'm joking. I guess
It's still the spring locks.
like, bitch, come on. These shits can handle a bullet, but they can't handle a fucking cupcake. God. All right, but
That cupcake is OP.
like, look here, right here. That's where the bullet went into. The bullet went right there. This, like, all right, whatever. You want to say that? Fine. Go for the head, like Thanos says. Should have gone for the head.
Or go for like you can see like the body parts. Like go for the hip. You know he has bad hips.
You should have gone for the head. The easiest spot. His dumbass took off the mask thinking, oh, it's fine. Just pop a cap in his brain. Gone. Done. He will not come back.
Or shoot one of the weak spots that has like damage on it.
Shoot him like 10 times in his face. He will not come back. There is no sequel. He's done.
He's gone.
No ghost kid's gonna save that motherfucker.
Off with his head.
Yeah, like there ain't coming back from that. I don't know. I don't know how he had a hold on her, but somehow he had it, and I guess because that's her daddy, and she's like, you know, I love my daddy. You know, I'm just gonna kill these security guards. You know, I love my daddy so much. You know, I'm not gonna hurt him. You know, I wouldn't shoot him in the face. I just shoot him in his protected parts from, you know, his spring lock shoot. So yeah. And then she fucking dies. No, but
she did not die.
No, she didn't die. But yeah.
That's 2 jobs.
She said the joke that was made in the beginning of the movie. Cause Mike said that.
In the beginning.
Cause Mike said that too. Cause Mike said that too. She said this 2 jobs. And now they remember. Holy shit. The bunny did it. How did I not know that earlier?
God.
How did I not want revenge on this bunny guy?
That's an ugly drawing, by the way. That's a
Hey, she had to do it in under 30 seconds, okay? So the more I see them, they definitely look at burns. They could also just be marks.
Or like chemical.
Chemical
They
burns?
also look like chemical burns.
Like a black residue type thing. Scrapes.
Be the metal.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, it could also just be like a torn away, like, soft part of it. But it's like that's the metal underneath or something.
It has gone through the metal.
Yeah, it does look like it's
his
like...
face.
What? I mean...
That should be a meme. That should be a meme template.
All these, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like metal, but it also looks like molded a little bit, like a molded metal type thing or something. Another thing I gotta say is he has an outfit underneath the actual fibers of the suit. This thing right here. So with that,
well, that's so you don't see like skin and stuff like that.
You know, you think you'd be full balling while you're in your rabbit suit, but no. Even at the face of fucking literal like getting gang banged, even he's like, you ain't nothing compared to me. You ain't shit. Even though he's gonna literally die. I don't know. Maybe even the cupcake bit through the metal and ripped it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the metal he helps prevent the spring locks from getting triggered, and now the fact that the metal's also been ripped from it, the spring locks, because like you'd imagine, like if these were kind of like holes, you'd be able to see the spring locks, but you can't see the spring locks over here. You only see the ones over here because it's what I assume is it's through the actual shrapnel, the metal. I think. I don't know though. This could just be like burns on it or something. I don't know. Yeah, like their eyes turn red afterwards, which they got blood on their eyes. Like they got that murder on in their eyes, which is funny because
doesn't that happen in the games though?
The only moment of red eyes I've ever think that I see is Michael. His eyes I think turn red. And Security Breach trailer. You know the
His
one
eyes turn purple.
His eyes turn purple. Yeah, might be getting confused. But Security Breach trailer, their eyes flashed red for a moment. That was like little red dots though. I don't ever remember seeing red eyes like this in anything. This kid went from like literally saying, yeah, you know, you go on and you know, you're practically my best friend, Yellow Bunny. You know, I'm definitely going to you know, help you and you know, all this stuff, capture fucking literally Abby, kill her and kill Michael. Yeah, I'll definitely help you too. You are the worst piece of shit. The expression on my face just shows you the amount of suffering and pain I've been waiting to endure. He looks like a traumatized soldier in a war. Like literally.
Oh god.
This kid looks like he's been through like 40 years of his fucking life already. Like, god damn. And all it took was a fucking picture to say, this motherfucker killed me. That's the thing, you know, they have like over like 40 years of trauma that they've been fucking enduring. You know what's weird? You know what? You know what I'm thinking? This is weird. He has blonde hair. Here's a weird fucking thing I'm gonna show here that probably absolutely is stupid. She's blonde hair, and I know this might be stupid. Vanessa has blonde hair. What if that
Oh my god.
is his son?
No.
What if that's one of his kids?
No.
And he's looking on his dad fucking like you suffer, you piece of shit. But then he's gonna like turn into Vanessa and be like, well, you know, I know you killed me, but I'll help. No, not really. No, but honestly though, that's interesting. I mean, I know it might sound kind of generic, blonde hair, but like still, like that would be the crying child.
No, we're not doing that.
Vanessa, right?
No.
Vanessa has never been his daughter, and for some reason she has blonde hair. So ultimately that means that that William must have blonde hair. So that's the opposite, almost the opposite of what he had in the games, which was I'd say brown hair. Cuz Michael
more black hair.
I mean more black hair, but if you really think about it,
It has to be like like brown. I think it's brown because Michael, Cece
Michael's brown.
have brown
Crying
hair.
child is
And
brown.
then Elizabeth is a redhead, so her mother also has to be a redhead.
You said Cece's. Wait, you said Cece. Does that mean crying child?
Yeah.
So Cece's in Golden Freddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That makes fucking perfect sense then. That is the crying child. 100. That makes
But Cassidy is also in Crying Child. Not Crying. In Golden Freddy.
Golden Freddy. Damn, bro, Cassidy's in the. That would fucking weirdly make perfect sense. If that was his son, the crying child, the bite of 87. That would mean that there's a that might be a misdirect then. Maybe Michael isn't, because Michael has brown hair. Maybe that's a misdirect or something. Because now that I'm starting to see it,
I don't know what you're going on about.
no, now that I'm starting to see it, that might be Crying Child. Look at him.
What?
He might be Crying Child.
No.
No, hear me out. Vanessa has blonde hair.
No, I will.
Any spawn that comes from William Afton in this movie has blonde hair. This kid's got blonde hair.
We only know that he had one kid, and that it's blonde.
No, I'm not.
And
Don't look at the games, because Vanessa, if you
I'm not looking at the games.
Well, no, but
I'm looking at the movie.
In the movie, of course, it's obvious because she says that that's her dad. But she never explains if she had a brother. She never explains anything else. She just said, "That's my dad." And then he stabs her or whatever. They don't go on any like family rant of like, "Oh yeah, my brother, you killed my brother, you piece of," or anything like that. Plus, what if he was born before Vanessa, but died before Vanessa was born?
Who?
Crying child, him, because he could still stay the same age no matter how old he is, because he's a child that's dead.
Are we talking about the movie or the game?
The movie. Think about it.
This is not the crying child.
Oh, come on. Why not? Why can't it be? Look at it. Look at his shirt. I mean, for one, Crying Child is in Golden Freddy. 2, striped shirt. 3.
There's like three of the dead kids have striped shirts.
All right, let's look. Okay. He's the only one that kind of has a striped shirt. But if you want to talk about defined stripedness, right? Right? Let's
Bonnie's
look at
shirt
this.
Is more closer
Bonnie, I mean, one stripe. Give him one stripe. That's just a little thing at the end. That's a jacket, as a matter of fact.
Like Crying Child's shirt only has one stripe. Actually, those are 2 stripes. You're blind.
But this is, well, I mean, it's a together 2-stripe thing or whatever. But this is clearly Bonnie. This is clearly Fotzi. This is clearly Freddy, and this is clearly Chica. I have no yeah, also she's blurred. But I have no doubt about that. So I don't believe any of these kids could be Crying Child. Plus, the only one that kind of has blonde hair, from what I see, is her, besides him. So another thing is, if we look at Vanessa has very bright blonde hair. And she's the daughter. If we're assuming she didn't dye her hair, which if you look at the old picture of her, she has the same blonde hair. Now, yes, you could say, okay, well, he has blonde hair or anything like that. But another thing that kind of leads me to believing he's the crying child is the fact that crying child in the game possessed Golden Freddy. Who's Golden Freddy? He's Golden Freddy. The Golden Freddy with one eye. And only one eye, which makes me assume that there isn't a second soul that is also a part of Golden Freddy, if there will ever be one, because this is obviously the movie adaptation.
I am not convinced at all that he is Crying Child. He is Cassidy.
Yeah, but isn't Cassidy a female?
It doesn't matter the gender.
Hold on, let's take a look. Well, there could be very easy parallels. Maybe not. Maybe it's not a, well, no, I remember. Yeah, Cassidy's a female. A female,
Yeah?
black-haired, brown
Okay.
eyes. Well, I mean, that's fair.
That's in the games. He's not in the books. He's a boy in the books.
Mm-hmm.
You're delusional. Why would he kill his own kid?
Kill his own kid? Well, I mean, it's not the bite of it.
You see him get killed in the beginning of the movie.
Why would he kill his own kid? He literally tried to kill his own kid right in front of us. Like, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
But because he had a reason.
Yeah, but doesn't he always have a reason?
In the beginning of the movie.
Kill him if he got too close.
It literally shows him.
Like literally right here, does not give a single fuck. He will kill her.
Okay, but at the beginning of the movie, you literally see him getting killed.
Who's that?
There.
Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
No, I just don't see the correlations with Cassidy though. I mean, who's Cassidy? Cassidy, Henry's kid, right?
No.
Who's Cassidy?
That's Charlie.
Like what?
He's confirmed to be in the FNAF movie. He is the blonde-haired kid. That one is confirmed to be the vengeful spirit, which is Cassidy.
Why though? Wouldn't it make more sense if he was the crying child?
No.
Wouldn't that make more fucking sense though? It would though, from a standpoint. His blonde hair, Vanessa's blonde hair, the fucking that fucking shit though. The fact that he's Golden Freddy and Crying Child was also Golden Freddy. The vengeful spirit.
And Cassidy was also Golden Freddy.
But Cassidy had no correlation to William. The Crying Child did. That's why I make that correlation. Because
none of the other dead kids did.
No, they weren't the son of William. That's what I mean though. Okay. They were just kids that died. But if I was going to say that this kid was the Crying Child, I would say that appearance-wise, I could see he looks kind of like Vanessa with the blonde hair and everything like that, and the striped shirt, making me say, okay, well, if we're changing that up, we could say that he has blonde hair instead of brown hair or whatever, or something. I don't know. And it like I was saying, if I made the correlation like the Crying Child is related to William, it would make sense why it would be the Crying Child if I'm saying that he's related to William. I'm not saying with any proof or any fact that I have. I'm just making pure speculation off of appearance and look and things that I kind of imagine. And I just think that it would be more correlated if this kid was related to William, and that's why he is so vengeful and upset.
vengeful and upset is because he got killed by him. That's also Cassidy is a literally called a vengeful spirit because he got killed by William Afton and is also the person to lock up William Afton in the game, like he's doing right now in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crying Child did not want to hurt his father at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
He was not there when all the people killed him in the game.
He didn't mean to get killed. He just got fucking killed by a fucking golden Freddy. They should have just made his hair fucking brown. They should have just fucking take off that striped shirt, take off your brown hair, cast a female. I don't know. I'm sorry. That's aggravating. That's aggravating. If this is the vengeful spirit, they should have done fucking. They should.
I say either change the shirt to a more yellow, or made the hair brown.
Cause that's a striped.
Otherwise,
shirt.
that's it.
That's a striped shirt.
Okay, but there's like 3 people who wear striped shirts.
Bonnie isn't really striped. Bonnie has just a couple of lines. Freddie's the only one with striped shirts, but the reason why I say you can't count those is because they are what they are. They are Bonnie and they are Freddie. He is Golden Freddie. But the reality of this is the fact that we can't say much because we don't know what the fuck they're doing with the movie lore, at least with the second movie, at least. Like, I feel like a ton of this shit's gonna be really explained in the second movie. No, I have no doubt, instantly know what that is. Puppet tune.
It's the music box.
Music box. It's slowed down.
You can search up slow down.
Here it is. It's also with reverb, so it might sound a little different. It's a very, very quiet beginning part of the puppet music. And the weird part about it is it's the fact that I don't know, it's just making somewhat of a correlation. It's probably nothing. It's what it really probably is it's probably just William Afton sang "Come Find Me." But the fact that it's the puppet tune playing as it says "Come Find Me."
Or it could be Garrett. Or it could be Garrett as the puppet.
Could be Garrett. Yeah, like it could very well be. But it could be nothing, but it feels like it might be the puppet. Something to do with the puppet. And that's the weird thing. Like I don't get why. I don't understand it, but that's what I feel. And with that, it's the end. I know it's been probably extremely long. So much to say. So much to talk about. Oh my god. I'm definitely not going to edit this. I'm definitely not going to be able to get through this. This is just going to have to be a video that might or might not come out. And I might keep it for another time. 5 hours and a half. Fucking insane. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Hopefully it'll be awesome. So yeah, bye bye.